Right then, guys. So, talking about hiring staff, and in particular, sort of like your first member of staff, mainly being the first. That's the thing. The first one you do is always the most daunting. It's always the scariest. It's a new process. So, going through hiring your first member of staff, and you can obviously then apply this as you go through, and you start hiring more and more staff as your business grows. So, main thing for us to do is to find good staff and then actually make them fall in love with your business. So that's what we're going to go through today. So, what we're going to cover what job to hire for first, where to find them, how to attract them, how to train them, and then how to keep them. All very, very important when it comes to bringing staff on board. So, what job do you hire for first? So, typically, it's going to be a coach, admin, or a combination of the two. So, we're talking obviously taking sessions, which is the coaching, but the admin side of things is customer check-ins, checking weigh-ins, checking attendances. It might be some of the back stuff, answering emails, following up with inquiries, all that sort of stuff. Those are the sort of two that typically do. So what I wouldn't outsource and what I wouldn't hire for initially is sales and marketing. These are things within your business you need to learn how to not only do, but how to master before you outsource them and before you start to bring external help in with this. I think it is important that you learn all of this stuff first, which is why I think the first hire should be some of the lower sort of lower jobs, if you like, which is coaching and admin, and the high leverage stuff is the sales and marketing. So that's where we come from with that. Where to actually find this stuff? There's actually one that I've missed off in here, which I'll come to. So places like Indeed are brilliant. They're a job marketplace. It's where everyone goes. If you're looking for a job, Indeed is where you go. So posting up a job advert on there might cost you £5–10 a day to post up a job, but you usually get a good few people come through there, usually or should be qualified in the area, but it can be a little bit more pricey. Facebook is a good one, similar to how you would post on your how you post on your pages. You can post about the jobs you got, and same with like adverts. You can just run adverts. We also use Facebook to find local networking groups. So we've got a local one that's actually called Harrogate Grumbler, and that actually has in it loads of people that are from the local town. There's like 20–30,000 people in there, and it's a good place to just share things because people might know people. So we use things like that, local groups. Then you have your actual networking. So you might know people from gyms that you've worked at, other friends within the industry, or friends of friends. So your local network is quite a good place to start to bring people in. And then local gyms. So each going around places like Pure Gym or Ballantyne's Fitness or Nuffields or anything like that, their staff are typically not the best looked after. Their volunteering hours, they're paying extortionate rent on the gym to be able to train their clients. So it's fairly easy to entice good PTs away from those places. So it's a very good place to start. And we have actually used numerous or most of these. In fact, we've used all of these to hire. And then the last one is your clients. So we've currently got 2 coaches who actually started as clients. Now, this probably applies further down the line when you've been open a while. So if you're new, maybe not so much so. But you'll find that people who come in, they lose a load of weight, they get fit, they fall in love with the actual industry, and they go, you know what, I want to do this as a job, similar to how a lot of us got into the industry. So if you're in that position, we were open for 8 months, 6 months, no, 6 months. We were open for 6 months when we put this offer out to say, actually, if anybody is interested, we will pay for your qualifications if you want to come on board. And we had 5 people apply, and we took 2 of them on board. We're only looking for 1, but 2 of them were so sort of enamored with the idea. And the beauty of that is they're already bought into the concepts. They understand everything. They've gone through the training. They've gone through the nutrition. They understand the inner workings of the gym. So very, very good way of doing that as well from there. So how to attract them? So you got to go back into sort of the mindset of who you are trying to attract. And it's a bit like marketing and sales. A lot of this is going to sort of run parallel. So in terms of trying to attract them, so what are they actually looking for? So if you're looking for a newer coach, so someone who's new into the industry, they are looking for experience. They are looking for mentorship, and they're looking to understand the ins and outs of the industry. Okay. Whereas if you're looking to bring in an A player, someone who is top of their game, really good, they're going to be looking for compensation. They know what they're worth. They're going to be looking for a higher level of pay to compensate them for their time because they're good at what they do. They're going to look for advancement. They want to know that they're not in a dead-end job. They want to know that there is a chance for them to progress through the ranks within the business as it grows, that they can not only earn more money, but take on more responsibility and more ownership. And they're looking for responsibilities straight off the bat. These are not people that are wanting to be micromanaged. They do not want someone who's just going to be telling them exactly how to do X, Y, Z. They want to be told what the outcome wants to be and just left alone and while they go and do it. So two very different roles there. So you need to understand who you want to be bringing in. Do you want to bring in a newer coach who you can mold and adapt and adjust exactly to what you want to do? So you can pay them a little bit less, but it's going to cost you more in time. Or do you want an A player who's going to bring their own expertise, but their own nuances as well? So it might not always align exactly with what you want to do, but they'll be quicker to hit the floor. They'll hit the ground running, but they will cost you more money. So there's pros and cons to everything. Okay, but all staff want to feel valued and respected. This is a massive one. You will know this if you've been an employee. You do not just want to be seen or deemed as a number. You don't want to be talked down to. You don't want to just be told, right, just shut up and do your job. They want to feel like they are part of it. So to do this, you then sell them on your vision and on your culture. What is it that you're building? Why are you training this clientele? What attracted you to work with these people in the first place? If you can sell your staff on that and the actual business itself and what you're trying to achieve, you're going to get such better quality staff who will work harder for you. They'll go the extra mile because it's for the clients at the end of the day. They won't require as much pay because they enjoy the work that they do. And they're going to require a lot less time and effort for you. You're not going to be constantly going, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Because they're going to want to be doing it and they're bought in. So if you can sell them on your overall vision and your culture of the business, it's going to help. They want to enjoy the work, which is touched on, which comes under all that. And they want their ideas to be taken seriously. If someone comes to you with an idea, run with it. Follow up with them, ask questions, ask them to implement it. Don't just dismiss it because, again, that will just sort of run everything down. And then sort of bonus ideas. So this is some of the stuff that we do to track clients. So we tell them that they can use our gyms completely free of charge for their own one-to-one training or whatever they want to do with it, obviously outside of our session. So at the minute, they might be paying £500, £600, £700 a month in rent for somewhere, or they're volunteering 15 hours a week. We take all that out and say, no, just use our place for free. So it makes them money, buys goodwill, costs you nothing, and will attract good talent. You tell them that you will mentor them, that you help them to grow, whether it's their one-to-one business or whatever it is they want to do. Again, this is something additional. It doesn't cost you anything, it costs you a little bit of time, but you will then mentor them through the process of how to actually build out their one-to-ones. What did you do when you were building a one-to-one base? How to actually do that, bring them into the gym. If you can do that, that's going to be so valuable to your staff to help them build, alongside you. And then I would be holding monthly talks to discuss their goals again, sort of talking about that. And then bonus pay for KPIs. So setting KPIs, sort of key performance indicators. So this is more when you've got people with a bit more responsibility. So this might be those that are in charge in 28 days. This might be those that are in charge of long-term clients, and you set targets on upsells, on retention rates. Or it could be, if you do bring someone in on sales, it could be targeting on number of sales, all that sort of stuff. Again, having a bonus for certain levels is helpful to attract staff, should I say. And then finally, that everybody really wants future advancement. So when you're having interviews, when you're talking to these people, talk about your goal. What do you want to achieve? So when we had one gym, we were saying to them, look, we want to have 5 gyms within the next 5 years. And that's going to create this job. There's going to be then managerial jobs that become available because each gym needs to have a manager. And then above that, there's then going to be a regional manager above them. So we're going to have these advancements. So if you come in, you show your worth, you work hard, and you buy into the culture, there is advancement there for you. And we've even said, look, we might one day actually want to sell the gyms. And that might involve a management buyout. So you might be in a position one day where we actually have you buy us out of the gym and you run the whole thing yourself. And we were talking through about how to run the full process. So it gives them a vision going forward. It gives them a target and a goal. And they're not just coming in, they're going, right, I'm just going to be doing personal training or coaching for this number of hours, for this number of pay, and that's just where I'm stuck. You show them and you say, right, I will teach you and I'll make sure you understand how to actually do all this, and we will advance you as far as you want to go. Now, we have members of staff who don't want that. We have members of staff who are happy just coming in and coaching. And we do all this with them. And I say to them, look, what do you want to achieve? And they say, look, I just want to coach. I'm happy coaching. And that's it. Wonderful. Have others who have aspirations to be our regional managers. Again, wonderful. But, it's good to have those chats and make sure that everything is in place for them. So this is the process we go through to train. So once you've gone through the hiring process, you've picked someone, you've brought them on board, how to then train them. So we go with watch, shadow, jump in, take the lead, take over, inspect, and then remove yourself. So I'll talk you through. So first and foremost, you have someone come in. sit in the corner, watch a session in progress, just exactly. They don't do anything, they don't say anything, just watch and observe everything. From that, they then shadow. So they will then be in the gym rather than just watching, they're coming around with you. So they're having little chats while you're having little chats. They're seeing exactly how you're doing everything. So it's kind of like the next step on. From there, we have them jump in. So this is more, you might have them take warm-ups and cool downs. You might have them walking around the gym, doing little form corrections, talking more with clients. How long have you been here? What have you, what do you want to achieve? What do you like about it? Just getting to know the clients a little bit rapport building. They will then take the lead. So you will then have them actually start running sessions. So they might do the warm-up. They might then talk through what the way the session is going to be run, what the workouts are going to be, the exercise is going to be, timings, all that sort of stuff. You'll have them actually lead the session and you are almost shadowing them. And then you'll have them completely take over. So you will then be watching. You'll just be in the background doing nothing. They will do it start to finish and you'll be there just to correct if anything does go wrong, but you just sort of letting them take over completely. Inspect, so you will then leave them to it. So you'll take yourself sort of out of the gym, but you'll be in and out every so often, maybe do half of their sessions, and you will just be keeping tabs, making sure that every session is being run properly, that they remember everything so that the standards don't start to slip. And then once you're happy with all of that, you remove yourself. So you step out completely and you just trust them to go with it from there. So that process depends on how experienced they are. That could take anywhere from week, 2 weeks, up to 3 months. So it depends on where they are at as a coach and how experienced they are from there. And then, funnily enough, how to keep them is you just go back and review how to attract them. Like the things that you said to them to bring them in, that is what they're looking for. So you need to just go back over all of this stuff here. So it's more, right, okay. So what are we actually going to, what are we actually doing to make sure that they're happy? So we need to make sure that they're enjoying their job. We need to make sure that they're having advancement. We need to make sure that they're doing their jobs properly, they're hitting their KPIs and all that sort of stuff. But to keep them, they need to continue to feel valued and really buy into exactly what it is you're doing. If they enjoy the work, if they enjoy the clients that you work with, if they see the results they're getting, it should all be a very fun environment. Where it breaks down and where you start to struggle to keep staff and keep good staff as well is if it just becomes a bit mundane, if you're not paying attention to them and not giving them time and attention, if you're not helping to advance their cause and the reasons that they are with you. And one thing I'll say is, remember, is people think that they work for you. They don't. You are there to serve them. Like, if you can come with that mentality, they are not there to serve you, you are there to serve them. And if you can do that, everything works. So you serve your staff serve your clients, and then your clients in return will serve you by staying longer, paying, referring friends. So if you can keep that cycle, if you take good care of your staff, everything else will take care of itself from there. Hopefully that gives you a good basic insight into the beginnings of hiring staff. Again, there's a lot more to this. There is more in depth. This is just the basics to actually get things going and get your first member, 2 members of staff to start growing your team from there. As always, any questions, do let me know.